I built this test unit, and it only raised more questions than it answered. So ignorant, so little we know about the mind. Consciousness is a word that probably not very well a word that contains bias, but the language of the mind. So this is handmade, so the fingers would know every part of it. Attention to detail. At the tips represent a point of high frequency. Things get interesting when in the range of high frequency. So we'll try to condition the mind to think something positive, and think of the good moment, happy time, a joyful times. We try to condition the fingers with a propeller. The mind interacting with the physical world, because we have experienced that this type of interaction is possible, but it's not under these circumstances that the physical object is placed. But we have experienced that the physical reality could be interacting with the mind. So we have a case. We just don't understand how it works. We know it works certainly because we experience it. We do it we do it in a day. We do it in a weekly basis, and is done by the human fingers. And in theory, the mind can interact with the reality and the physical objects, but precisely how and what has it got to do with high frequency? It does not need to be a high frequency. It's a range of high frequency from lower than 20 hertz to as higher than thousands and thousands of hertz. It has a range. So it represents a lot if a mind can move it. And this is why I handcraft it. This is why I build this perfect balance. What I discover with this in the past few days, it is beautifully acoustic. You can sing along with it, and the mind, the brainwave, has no trouble interacting with it. Oh, beautiful acoustic. Oh, and you can always find a new note, a new melodies. Oh, you can sing along with it all days, and probably for a while you will get familiar with it, and you would have a new vocal range that you will surprise yourself. So this is one benefit. The finger does not, as you would expect, interacting with this physical objects. So this physical object hanging in a balance in the mid-air, sort of very stable. it would be a big shock, a big news if anyone could ever make this interact with the reality, what is unseen. And so what we have experienced, that we do it in a weekly basis, and mind is tangling, dancing, and interacting with the reality. And now we put it under a laboratory environment, and even if we condition the mind, there is little interaction. The expectation is different. We're expecting a tangible physical outcome, but actually the answer you have received is you have already moved it. You have already interacted with it, just in another representation. So you will obtain a new frequency. Not necessarily that this object may move. This object may move, but is just not. We are not familiar with it. In a sense that you have already interacting with it, but that's just the expectation. The physical expectations and the imaginary expectations. So this is the first attempt that we try to interact with this handmade self objects that balance in midair.